A Course in Carols, song number 33 is The Wexford Carol. This is a just gorgeous carol that comes from Ireland. It has some odd chords in that we've never done before. So I think it would behoove me to share how to do these chords before we get into the song. This is the 4-chord version. I have published a different version that has 7 chords in it, and I think it's a little bit cooler, I have to say. But this 4-chord version will work, right? Let's talk about these chords. We've got our F add 9, which is just an F chord without the second finger. So first finger, first fret on the second string. And then we've got an F minor chord. So we're going to keep that first finger there. We're going to put our second finger on the first fret of the 4th and our pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Now, some people like to do that the opposite way. So first finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string, second finger, 1st fret on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and that's perfectly fine if you prefer to do it that way, and it's more comfortable for you, and you can get there. Then there's no reason why you shouldn't do that way. And then we have an A flat chord. Now, an A flat chord, it's a G, it's a barred G, so we're gonna bar across the 3rd fret, put our second finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string, and our 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the 4th string, 5th fret of the 4th string. So this is the same as a barred G, except it's up 1 fret, right? And then there's this version of E flat here, which is first finger, 1st fret on the 1st string, and then second finger, 3rd fret on the 3rd, and then 3rd finger, 3rd fret on the 2nd. Now there's that version, but personally I prefer and am going to use barring across the 3rd fret instead, okay, and then putting my pinky on the 6th fret of the 1st string. I like this version of E flat better for several reasons. One of the reasons is this one doubles the 3rd of the chord, and that makes it sound a little weaker to me. And this one doubles the root in an octave, and so that's a little bit stronger. Plus, I find it just easier to get my fingers here. So there's ease and sound combined together makes it, for me, a better choice. I tried to put root position chords in here, though, as far as the chord indications go, and then if you want to do inversions, you can look those up in chord dictionaries, right? And there's so many free chord dictionaries out there. My favorite one is ukebuddy.com. It's just a great tool for, it has lots of different tools, and it has your regular chord dictionary in there, but it also has a chord namer, so you can like put little dots on the strings, and it will tell you what chord that is, so that you can, you have this chord, but you don't know its name, and you want to share it with other people. That's a great way to look up what a chord is. And then it has some other tools too. So ukebuddy.com, ukebuddy.com. And I don't have an affiliation with them or anything. They are just my favorite chord tool. All right, so those are our 4 chords for this. I just want to talk about this A flat and just see if one thing's going to work for us here that might. Mary Holy, we should pray. Yes, it does work. Okay, so if you find this easier, an A flat add 9 is actually a possible substitution here. So if you're having a hard time getting all of these fingers here in time, you can just bar across the 3rd fret and then put your second finger on the 4th fret of the 2nd string, and you get this add 9. It's the same as our F add 9 down here, except we're using our finger as the nut, moving it up to the 3rd fret, and there we go. Sorry. All right. So we're only going to do 2 verses, and And it's going to be the good people all this Christmas time and with thankful heart and joyful mind. So here we go. 1, 2. Good people all this Christmas time, consider well and bear in mind what our good God for us has done in sending his beloved Son. With Mary holy we should pray to God with love this Christmas day. In Bethlehem, upon that morn, there was a blessed Messiah born. With thankful heart and joyful mind, the shepherds went the babe to find. And as God's angel had foretold, they did a Savior Christ behold. Within a manger he was laid, and by his side the Virgin Maid, attending on the Lord of life, who came on earth to end all strife. All right. So you could do the additional verses and find more ways to accompany them. I tried to keep things very simple on this one because the chords are generally unfamiliar to most people. That F add 9, F minor, A flat, or A flat add 9, and the E flat, whichever version you're using. These are not chords that we see all the time in the uke world, and the F add 9 is, but that F minor, A flat, and E flat, those are all kind of new chords for a lot of people. If they are not new chords for you, then you're doing awesome. So practice the chords first. Always, always, always. You always want to make sure that those chord transitions are just like butter, right? Absolutely no pause, just slipping easily from one chord to the next, right? So the F add 9 to the E flat, whichever E flat you decide to do. I would need to practice that transition if I was going to do the root position one, because I almost always go to this version of E flat. And then the F minor, right? However you're going to do it, this way or this way, into the A flat. That's another chord transition to practice, right? Or the full A flat or the A flat add 9. And then F minor into E flat. You want to make sure that these are nice and smooth, that you have all of these chord transitions, and then E flat to F add 9, right? So just make sure those are smooth first, and then you can worry about what you're going to do strumming, finger picking wise. I'm just going to say, and I haven't said this in any of the other videos, but the things that I think musically are the most important are, first, your singing, right? You want to make sure that you know the melody just back and forth and just can sing it in your sleep, right? And so that's the number one thing. That's what most people are going to be listening to for first. People can get off with very, very, very simple playing if they're carrying the melody well, right? So practice up the voice. Sing all the time. Sing these songs that you want to learn all the time, whether it's these songs or other songs. Just sing, 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 right? Try and find opportunities to sing. My voice teacher, when I was growing up, he did not recommend singing in the car. I I don't agree with that. I think you should sing wherever you have the time to sing. Now, singing in the car is easier because it's hard to sit up straight and all that kind of stuff and everything. But wherever you can find the time to do it, sing. Sing in the shower. Sing when you're doing your morning routine. Sing when you're fixing your breakfast in the morning, right? And inevitably, your singing will get better, right? Okay. The reason people have a hard time singing a lot of the times is just because they're afraid to sing. And the more you do it, the more strength your voice gets for it, and you just want to concentrate on singing without pain. So if things are hurting, you've got to loosen up some tension that you're having in here or something. Okay, if you continue to have pain, you want to get with a voice teacher and see if they can't help you. Okay, it's a good investment if you can find a really good, well-recommended voice teacher in your area to meet with you and diagnose what might be going wrong if you're experiencing pain while singing. Okay, I sang with tons of pain in my high school career, and I did it because I was getting compliments about how good I sounded and everything, but I was doing things all wrong, right? So even if you're sounding good and there's pain, you need to step back. And that's what I did. When I got into college, I basically had to unlearn how to sing and relearn how to sing all over again so that I could sing free and easily without pain. And that's number one, right? Unless you're an instrumental player, right? And in which case, if you're an instrumentalist and you don't want to ever sing, then you can ignore everything I just said there. And you can just, I wouldn't recommend that personally. I think everybody has a voice that was given to them by God, and it is, and every voice can be awesome. In my experience, if people practice, if people do sing, they get better. They get better. And, I don't know who your favorite singer is. Maybe you'll never sing like them, but you will sing like you. And as long as you practice, people will enjoy hearing your own, unique voice. Okay, I'm going to get down off my soapbox and talk about the second most important thing, which is, of course, the chords. If those chords fall in the right place, the audience will not care too much about what you're doing as far as strumming and fingerpicking goes, okay? But if your chords don't fall in the right places, if they're late, or you have to pause, or they're early, or the transitions are messy, people will notice, right? People are gonna notice, right? So you really got to make sure those chord transitions are just feel so easy to you. And the only way to do that is to do them over and over and over and over again, right? So F add 9 to E flat, F add 9 to E flat, right? This is good practice for when you're watching television or something. You can, if you're with other people, you can always stick a rag underneath your strings and still go through the motions of fingering those chords, and you will hardly bother anybody else, right? Okay, and you just go over and over and over again between your chord transitions until they just feel so easy, right? And then number 3 is icing, right? It's all the strumming, it's all the finger picking, it's all the little licks and runs that you can add in the intros and the outros, and all that's all icing, Now, intros and outros really can make things sound fantastic in a performance situation, but most people don't care too much about it. Okay, I think they can really add a lot of flair and make your performance sound professional. But as long as you've got those chords in the right places, people will tolerate very, very simple things as far as strumming and fingerpicking. So let me just give you an example here from this song. Let me go to the third line with Mary Holy. With Mary Holy we should pray to God with love this Christmas day. In Bethlehem Upon that morn there was a blessed Messiah born. I did nothing but thumb strums for that whole time. And most people out in the audience, I mean, you're really listening now because you're paying attention to what I'm doing and you're breaking it down in your mind. But most people in the audience are just going to listen to that melody, which is one of the prettiest melodies I've ever heard. That leap up the seventh on a minor chord is just so awesome. With Mary holy we should pray to God with love. Boy, those Irish, they can write a good melody, I will tell you. Anyway, so that is pretty much it. Just those three things in that order. Voice first, right? Second, chords in the right positions. Third, fancy stuff, right? All the strumming, the finger picking, all that other stuff. That's the least important of the three, and it's the thing that we spend a lot of times the most time working on, right? Is working in reverse order. We work on strumming first, chords. Hopefully, we'll get them in the right places, and we don't practice our singing at all, right? At least that's been my experience with a lot of my students, right? I'm telling you, it's got to be the opposite way around, or at least if you really want to put off a well-polished performance that people will love, that's, I think, how it should be. Anyway, I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Keep practicing that ukulele and your voice, and spread some Christmas cheer. Until next time.